Hey, folks, thanks for coming for the banking seminar. Our idea today from Bharat Marg is very simple, that to help our Sanatana Dharmi community, to get into the job. Nowadays, wherever you go in the banks, you see a lot of young crowds, a lot of new immigrants coming and getting the job. But how you can get one is the goal. And I am very, very happy a person like Mr. Arpan Desai has taken his time from the busy schedule and came here and to do this seminar. I highly appreciate it, and we are going to video record it so that in case if you want to see it in the future also you can do it. Okay? Thank you. Without further ado, welcome Arpan Desai.
I will start with my experience coming into Canada and got landing to a bank job. That was my first job. When I came to Canada, I was also searching for the field job. Like my field job is into IT. But I couldn't get, I tried for about 3 months and I couldn't get the job in IT. So what next? So in this country, there is something called transferable skills. So this is very important thing, transferable skills. What else you can do? What are the qualities you have that you can change your field? Okay, new country, new certifications, so you have to study more. And in Canada, they prefer more people who study over here, who have certification from this country. What they choose, in banking industry, obviously because rules and regulations would be, every country has its own rules and regulations, right? So Canada has its own certifications you have to finish. Now the first thing I would tell, when I started looking for jobs in banking industry, I tried to apply it everywhere, all the banks. There are basically top 5 banks in Canada, and they are like CIBC, TD, RBC, BMO, right? So I tried everywhere. I sent my CV everywhere, resume. In this country they don't say CV, they say resume. So I forwarded resume everywhere. I registered on all the portals everywhere, but I couldn't get an interview over there. So I was just thinking, what else should I do to get into banking industry? So I thought, okay, let's go for contract job. I'm not going to apply for permanent position. Because in permanent position, there are lots of, if it's one job, then there will be 1,000 resumes for that one job. So I went for the contract position through agency. So there are a couple of agencies which I would recommend to get into banking industry. First thing is transferable skills. So you need to understand in which banking side you want to be. Either you want to be in back office or front office. Okay. Second, once you decide you want to be in back office or front office is always direct. There is no agency who would hire for front office. It would be all the permanent positions.
Okay.
Back office, 90% jobs would be through contract. That is through agencies. Okay. Now, I will talk about agencies. Agencies would be like Manpower. Second, Talent Co. Earlier the name was Kelly Services, and third is Edico. Fourth is Robertson. So these are few agencies. They are highly into banking industry. Okay. Now Manpower recruits for TD and CIBC. Talent Co again for TD and RBC. Edico is for TD, basically more into TD, and Robertson is for all the banks. I registered in all these websites. The first thing what they would do is, they will ask for, okay, you are into this job, they would take an interview, a telephonic one, they would check your skills, and there would be a computer exam. They would check your knowledge of Word, Excel and PowerPoint. Okay, PowerPoint depends on position to position, but Word and Excel is mandatory. And they also check your typing skills, how fast, errorless you type. So they have the pre-module, that exam you have to give, and once you pass that exam, they would tell you that, okay, you can go for this job, we are scheduling interview for you, and then your interview starts with the bank person directly, back office basically. And when we talk about front office is all about permanent jobs, direct approaching to the bank. So first of all, we will talk about front office. So front office, how you approach. Go and meet to all the bank managers in your vicinity. Say that if you have experience back home in sales, and that into financial sales, then prepare your resume in such a way that it shows that you are more into sales and customer service. In this country, every position would come with, like, it should be client centric.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So that's how, like, you start approaching for those positions, front office positions. Now, when we talk about front office positions, you could be like CSR, that is customer sales representative. I would not pitch for tailor position, though they recruit for tailors. But right now they are all moving tailors. They are coming up with automated tailing machine. So they are removing tailors. So we should start with either CSR, or we should start with FSR or senior FSR. Say for example, back home you are working with some bank as in frontline sales. You should try to get job as a senior FSR. Yeah. For senior FSR, you should require 2 certifications. Either like you should do IFIC, IFIC, and another certification is CSC. Okay, I would say CSC would cost you more. It would cost you around $800-900. I would go for IFIC first. Okay. Now with IFIC, what you should do is don't use your money to give IFIC. Now you would say how, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You should go to, there's a company called Primerica.
Primerica. Yeah, I've heard about it.
They are basically, they are marketing financial products. They deal with Fidelity, they deal with all the big investment houses. But they are a marketing company. So what they do is, once you recruit, like you need to go to Primerica office and say that I want to be an agent. They would register you for insurance, that is life, and they would register you for mutual funds. And for that, your cost would be only $120. That's it. Nothing more than that what you are going to pay.
Okay.
So in $120, you can get both certifications, and then once you clear those certificates, so first would be life, and second would be mutual fund, MF. Right? So once you clear this, you will get IFIC certification. Now that will help you to enter into bank. And that's the cheapest way.
Is that possible through Freedom 24 too, or only through Primerica?
I'm not sure about Freedom 24, but I've heard lots about Primerica, and I personally went to Primerica to check about it.
Thanks.
So, in $120 is like peanuts. But if you want to do these licenses on your own, it's going to cost you. It costs you around $400-500. So it's better you go through Primerica and get 120. Like, it would be really cheap for you guys. Now once you get the certification, put it in your resume, start applying to all the banks.
What's the length of time for the
It depends upon you. Like normally you can finish it within 1 month.
Okay.
If you want. But you have to choose dates, and dates are like far by dates.
Right.
So it would take about 2 to 3 months to clear everything. And like when you are a newcomer to Canada, you don't work anywhere, right? So you are always free. So once you are free, you can choose weekdays where you get more time. So you can finish it really fast. With IFIC, you should work on your communication skills and your presentation skills. Because in this country is more about communication and presentation. It is not just about your knowledge. Knowledge is secondary. First thing is how you present yourself.
Yeah.
Right? So once you do IFIC, you work on your communication, and then start going to all the branches and try and meet to general managers. General managers. They are branch managers basically. If it's a small branch, they would say is a branch manager. If it's a big branch, then they would say a general manager. And under general manager, there would be manager client experience and manager finance, right? So make sure you meet general manager. So once you meet general manager, he will give you 5-10 minutes to you.
So once you knock, would they really allow you? Or say
It depends.
Depends on individual.
Depends on if he's available. I think you need to go 2 to 3 times to get hold of that guy, because those guys are really busy person.
But as a newcomer, if you tell them, I want to open an account, probably that could also be a lead to just...
No.
No?
To open an account, they will say, okay, CSR, please
I understand.
do it.
I understand, but...
So, I know it's tough, it's like cold calling, right?
Yeah.
You do door knocking.
Yeah.
Try it out.
Exactly, yeah.
If it works, it works. Simultaneously, after doing AFIG, okay, first golden rule. When you're new to Canada, don't just start in panic mode, don't just start putting your CV everywhere.
Okay.
Normally people do that, right?
Right.
People go on Indeed, people go on Monster, people go on Workopolis, and so that they will start spreading their resume everywhere. Don't do that. Don't market a resume till, say for example, if you are a developer, then you know you want to be in development. Then if you start spreading your resume over there, then it's fine. But if you are not sure what do you want to do in Canada, don't just start spreading your resume. Don't just register everywhere and put your resume over there. No, you will not get job like that. You have to read each and every post. You have to customize your resume for each and every single post. You have to prepare cover letter according to the requirements, and then you apply. But still, I would say make a generic CV, generic resume of 2 pages, not more than 2 pages. Like people who are more experienced, they have 3 pages, 4 pages, right? Because they have that meat into resume to put everything into resume. But over here, try to skip all the jobs. Just put your recent jobs, last 5 years jobs, I would say. Because if someone would be having 10 years, 15 years of experience, they would be having about 4 to 5 jobs in their whole career. But try to highlight 2 to 3 jobs with 5 years of experience showing on CV. Job searching, do AFIG, knock doors.
So what happens if the general manager meets?
Okay, you have to explain that yes, I am looking for this position, and you will get either 5 to 10 minutes to speak with him, and you need to sell yourself basically. You need to show your knowledge.
So the branches have a right to recruit?
No, but general manager, when they send a resume to HR, that means it's a big reference, right? A person who once you get recruited, you'll be recruited under the general manager. So if he thinks you are right for this position, then HR would be just a formality. So they would take your interview, but it would just be a formality. Okay. Because they would think, okay, if he is recommending, that means... So when I came to Canada, as I told earlier, I was searching for IT job, I couldn't land up in IT job. I tried a couple of interviews, but couldn't make it through. So I thought, okay, let's go for banking industry, because I worked in financial sector in India for a longer time. So I know how it works. Though I was into IT side, but I know how it works. So I started applying jobs. I did the mistakes of applying job directly into banks and generalized resume, and I was not able to succeed. So one of my friends told me, Arpan, do one thing, don't apply job straight away. Go to agencies. So I went to these 4 agencies. I registered myself. And then I was able to crack an interview with Manpower with CIBC. So CIBC was my first job in Canada. So with CIBC, I went for interview, and they picked me for level 2 position. Level 2 is the base level position. You get minimum, more than minimum wage, but it's minimum wage for banking industry. But I accepted that offer because I wanted a job. I did not want to work in cafes or pizza store. So I landed over there, Within 3 or 4 months, I got promoted. So, okay, most important thing is you land into that position.
Yeah.
What your position it is, doesn't make difference. If you, in this country, if you earn minimum wage rate, still you can live a good life. Keep it in mind. I landed at level 2 position. Within 3 or 4 months, looking at my style and working style and how I work, I was promoted to level 3. And then after again 8 months, I was promoted to level 4. So level 2 and level 3, I was as an manpower employee, that is a contract employee. And then when I was shifted to level 4, I was like full-time employee of CIBC now. Entry is important. Once you like put your feet in the door, then it's all up to you, your skills and things. You start making networking, meeting people within bank, and it's easy for you then. Your life would be really easy. This is some. I don't say that you should not apply directly. You can apply directly, but the chances
are more if you come
if you come this way.
These agencies, or you meet general managers for the front
line. Front office, there are no agencies. They recruit directly.
Okay.
Because they don't have any contract employee over there. Okay. So there is no other option.
Yeah, so a little bit difficult.
It's from back office means like a data entry specialist.
Okay.
You would say data entry guy. Accounting, someone would be in compliance. So from level 2 to level 4 job basically they deal with.
And usually on an average, what's the duration of contract?
It depends on company to company, like how much, like if they are covering secondment, then it would be for 6 months, 3 months. Sometimes it is for 1 month, but like it starts from 1 month to anything till 2 years.
Okay.
There is a rule in Canada that on contract you can't stay in one bank more than 2 years.
Okay.
Then they need to finish your contract, and you have to wait for 3 months, and then again start the same job in same bank if you want. It's a rule.
Okay.
Right? So
does that apply for that person or the agency or the contract itself?
For the person.
For the person. So the same person cannot come through another agency before 3 months have ended. Okay.
So it's a 3 months rule, like 2 years rules apply.
Okay.
All over, all the top 5 banks. This is how I would suggest if you want to look a job in banking industry, and that too in back office operations. This is the best way to enter.
And front office walk-in.
Front office walk-in. Try and appease general manager. That would really help you. Now, so I covered about back office and front office. How it should be. Yeah.
So first take the certification, then you try all these, or just start?
Okay, for back office you don't require certification.
Okay. Front office you got.
For front office you require IFIC or CSC.
Only one?
IFIC or
if you have just mutual fund, then?
But that will cover both. IFIC will cover both, right?
IFIC would cover both life and mutual fund. Okay.
More.
And this one, it covers whole thing. It costs you around $800, $900. That's fine. If people do that. But if you do IFIC and if you enter, you say for example, if you get job in bank, then they would give you 3 months time to finish CSC at the cost of banks. There are lots of financial services which have come up recently. Like there are a couple of mutual fund guys who are into market recently, online mutual funds.
BDO kind of offices, small.
Yeah, small positions. But to start with, that's good, right?
Yeah.
So you can also apply over there. There are lots of contract positions in like Fidelity. You can get contract positions. So these agencies, but you can get it, right? You can at least try. Front office, they would require this sort of certification. So I would suggest if you want to be real into front office, first do the certifications and then start looking for job. Till that time, don't waste your time and don't waste your resume. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Again, finding a job, don't be smart and like apply everywhere. Look at the position, does it suit to your role, make necessary amendments, within your resume and your cover letter. Cover letter is also must in this country, and then you start applying. So all the keywords which are there in the job description, you need to have it in your resume.
And the cover letter as well.
And cover letter as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, because they use some automated software, and it would pick like randomly 200 resume, and then that recruiter would start looking into that 200 resume. Right?
Yeah.
So this is how you find a job.